So basically we have a choice to make, guys. We have a Fusion 2 T-style guitar from Harley Benton, as well as a gold top. So one's the Fusion, this guy, gold top, this guy. How are we going to choose? We can't do two unboxing videos in one day. So let's try and choose one. We'll do the fair thing. We're going to do a coin toss. In my hand, I have a pick. One side of the pick has writing. That's going to be heads. Other side doesn't. That's going to be tails. Let's see what the winner is going to be in this particular case. And it's heads. So it's this guy. So let's make some room and get started. I got to be really careful. I'm running out of room in my studio. There's already been a casualty. And I basically broke my snark tuner. Look at this. Fudge. I broke it. I don't know if it just popped out or what, but you know, see, this is the kind of danger I put myself in for you guys. Well, I guess it just snapped on. That's great. Thumbs up for snark. We're going to probably need that in a second when we do the unboxing, because these things are always out of tune. Guys, box cutters, fingers, they don't mix. It's hard to play those fancy jazz chords with just two fingers. So try to avoid going too crazy with the box cutters. Let's take this thing apart and see what there is to see inside. Of course, the shroud of mystery, I like to call it. This is supposed to, I guess, just keep the dust off the guitar. It does nothing for protection. We all know that. And I'm not going to reuse this, so I'm just going to rip it off. There we go. Let's get out the goodies. Here we are. Beautiful looking Harley Benton Fusion 2. Let's take a moment to bask in its glory and just admire the instrument and just take a moment to do a once over. Beautiful looking guitar. Really nice. You know, I did an unboxing video of the Harley Benton Fusion 2 Strat style guitar just a little while ago. I was blown away by the quality, the craftsmanship on that guitar. And first glance, this guitar seems to be right up there in terms of specs. No flaws at all. Look at this top. How can you fake quality on a top like this? This thing, it has a mirror finish to it. Look at that. If there's any defects, you'll see it. Front and back. And it is flawless. Even the sides. Neck pocket too. I always look at the neck pocket. So let's go over this guitar and see if it passes the sniff test. Now the guitar has the normal tags on it, as you can see hanging here. It says that the nut is a Tusk XL nut. Somebody was asking about that in my other video, saying that it wasn't, but unless they're putting fake information on the guitar, I think it is. And obviously there's the QC tag, and it says it was checked by John. So John from Harley Benton, no pressure, man. I'm sure you do your job well, but we're gonna check just to see if you did this after lunch or when. Okay, so let's have a look. So let's talk about the specs on the guitar. Obviously, it's a Telecaster style body in black with humbuckers instead of the usual Telecaster style pickups. I selected this guitar because I like Telecasters that have a little bit more oomph, otherwise known as balls. So the Harley Benton guitars are coming with these Roswell pickups, and in the past they were meh, but lately it looks like they've upgraded the game and offered some kind of upgraded pickups, because the ones that I tried previously were good. I like them. So I will see once we play this guitar what these pickups sound like. Of course, there's a standard three-way switch here. So basically, bridge, both, neck, standard configuration. We have a 1 volume, 1 tone. Just right away I can tell you there's more resistance when turning the volume knob as there is the tone knob. So I guess the pots are different, maybe a different company. We'll see once we open it up and check the gut shots. Now the thing about the body that I like a lot is the same kind of appointments that they had on the other one, which is they have this basically raw wood trim going around. It's not really a trim, it's just they reveal the wood by not painting that area. And that is a nice feature that you see on some other guitars like Sir, and a lot of other companies are using that technique nowadays, which I like. I find the wood is nicer than having plastic. Just my opinion, it makes it look nicer. They also have a little cut here that you can see right off the bat, and that is something, I guess, an homage to PRS or Sir as well. I don't know if you really need that there because it doesn't get in the way or anything. I think it's more aesthetic than anything else, but there's definitely plenty of room to get into the high frets, the money side of the neck, I like to call it. And also on the money side of the neck, we have the truss rod tuning wheel. Not tuning wheel, but you know, the truss rod adjustment wheel, which is just there. And I really like that a lot more than having it on the other side. It just keeps things clean, and it's definitely a lot easier to get to. And that's like Charvel does. A lot of other companies do that as well nowadays. I think that's the right way to do it. The neck itself, guys, I don't know how they're doing it at this price point, but the neck really looks flawless. It has no sharp frets. The frets are stainless steel. They look like they're medium-sized frets on this guitar. The neck wood material on the face of it looks to be the same. Well, I'm not really sure actually if it's the same because it's a lot darker than my other Fusion 2 Strat style guitar that I did a review of that you can check a couple days back. You can see that one. This one is much darker. So I don't know if this is still ebony. I guess it is. It's hard to tell these days because they can do a lot with tints and dyes and whatnot. But it looks great. It looks nice and dark. And the slab is nice and thick, like I said on the other one. We have dots on one side, right? And on the top side, and no dots along the edge on the bottom side, which is quite common. The dots on the front of the guitar neck look to be like plastic, but they're not like a white plastic. They look like they're a little darker, kind of give it that aged look, which I like. And of course, having a good quality nut, you know, they're going with this tusk material on the nut, so I'm not expecting any issues with the nut. As far as the way it's cut, looks like it's cut very nicely at first glance. The edges of the nut are flush with the sides of the neck, which is super nice to see. On the top here, we have the Harley Benton logo in a nice like metallic script, and the headstock here matches the body, which is a really nice feature. I like that a lot. They're still using the compensated saddles on this guitar, which I like because it really gives nice tension along the nut. So basically what compensated saddles, did I say saddles? I'm getting confused now. Compensated tuners. Basically what that means is that the low E string, this guy, the fat one, has a higher post, and as you go down the strings, the high E string, which is a skinny one, has a lower or shorter post, which basically keeps the angles of the strings nicely tensioned across the nut, and that usually equals better tuning overall, tuning stability. But they also included a roller string T here, or tree, as they're sometimes called. I like the roller one better than the standard flat ones because the strings glide over it much easier. And of course, they have the tuners that are locking, and I think that is a nice feature too because it just makes string changes a lot quicker to do. So the back of the neck is amber satin, and it feels really nice. No skunk stripe, so I guess the truss rod is top loaded on these necks. At the bottom of the guitar, right over here where the back of the neck pocket, we have a nice curve and a slope, and it doesn't have a metal pocket plate, neck pocket plate like the Strats do. It just has a couple of screws that go directly into the neck, and these ones are more common. A lot of people are using these now, including Ibanez, I think, uses these, and some other guitar manufacturers. You can see I'm trying to get the reflection so you can see how the back of the neck is carved, right? Super nice. The back here is also carved like the front. So, you know, I guess it's a comfort thing. This is also done on Suhr guitars. Not that it's really required, but you know what? Anything that makes a guitar more comfortable is a great thing. Tummy tuck in the back. We have the same plate over the cavity in the back of the guitar, and I mentioned this in my other video also. It's not countersunk, it's actually applied to the top of the body, and I felt that was a little bit cheap. While this is countersunk, this is not. So I don't know why they're doing that, but I guess there's reasons for that. And it's okay. It's a minor thing to live with. I can see from the inside and just peeking into the little hole in the back here, it looks like the bridge, which is a Wilkinson bridge, is using a fat bridge block. Some companies will give you a really thin one, and I feel that those do rub tone a little bit. So talking about the bridge, there's this beautiful 2-pivot Wilkinson bridge, same as on the other one that I reviewed, and I like these ones. I find that they're comfortable on the palm. They're not scratchy. Things are rounded over, and I really like the way the arm goes into this thing. It's got you can screw it in, and it's got a little Allen key on the side here that allows you to tighten it so that you can adjust the swing. So if you like things to be loose or tighter, you can adjust that, and things don't rattle around too much. So as I mentioned, there's no plate on here. That's one of the things that I can tell you right off the bat, in my experience having these really glossy black guitars. Black is a bitch to keep clean, and you're gonna get fingerprints all over these things. You're gonna get scratches. My opinion is, what I think I'm gonna do with this guitar to protect it is probably put a transparent pickguard that is applied, a sticky one. If you guys are interested, I'll make one for myself, and if you guys want one, you can contact me, and I can probably ship them out if you guys are interested. But I think like this one, as well as the Strat style version of the Fusion 2 without any pick guard, if you're a heavy picker and you tend to pick downwards towards the body, you're gonna get a bunch of scratches in there relatively quickly. If you're not into that relic thing, and it would be a shame to relic this guitar because it's so beautiful, that might be a downside for you. You might want to choose a guitar that has a pick guard. But it looks really nice. Of course, the volume and the tone knob are further back than they would normally be on a regular Telecaster style guitar. But this is really not a Telecaster. You know, the humbuckers definitely will give this guitar more oomph. As I already mentioned, the trim, beautiful. The material on the hardware seems to be good quality. Plated material, which is always nice. The in or output jack, depending on whether or not you're an optimist or a pessimist. This here is pretty standard. You know, nothing to write home about, but it looks like, and I always check this, because John, this is where you have to pay extra attention, tightening these little guys. They're not loose. Great. So John wasn't asleep after lunch. He was actually on the ball. Great. What else can I say about this guitar? Oh, tuning. Let's check it out. I mean, I broke my snark, so in the name of these unboxing videos, Let's just make sure the guitar is in tune and just strum a couple of things. I like to check to see whether or not the frets are buzzing or not, because that's always going to be super critical. The thing about stainless steel frets, guys, is that they do last long. You're not going to get the divots like you normally do on regular frets as quickly. But if ever you need to do work on stainless steel frets, they're a pain because they're extra hard to work on. Chords are nice, rings out, unplugged. I like to look at that. Still going, still going. I feel the vibrations. So that's cool. That's great. No fretting out in the higher notes. Oh, that was me. So you can see it goes out of tune relatively quick. That's normal because the guitar is brand new. The strings haven't been stretched out or anything like that. So the E string went out of tune, but I think it's also probably due to my snark because it's touching the E string here. So overall, guys, I'm really impressed by this guitar. The bridge, nice. I like it. I like everything about this guitar. Really great. I don't know how they're doing it to crank out guitars at this caliber for this price. But guys, if you can grab them while they're still low in price, because who knows what's going to happen tomorrow, the prices might go up. I would grab them, you know. They're great looking guitars and they feel great to play as well. I don't know if I forgot anything here, but if I forgot to mention anything, you guys want to know something specific before we do an actual play test follow-up video. I want to give myself a chance to do a setup first, because I can already tell that the relief on the neck is on the low side. There's hardly no relief. And the neck is almost straight. And again, John, it's not your fault. This is climate. It's coming. This guitar came all the way from Germany to Canada. It's very dry right now. So the neck is gonna change. I left it in the box for a couple of days before opening it up. So, you know, there's got to be little adjustments. But overall, guys, it won't take much. I'll show you that while we do the adjustments on the guitar. I'll show you what's in the back here. We'll open it up like we did in the other one. We'll take a closer look. I'll show you what I do to adjust the guitars. And then we'll follow up with a playing video. We'll plug it in and we'll see what the guitar and pickups sound like on this thing. But I'm really excited so far. The last thing I think we need to do, and I don't usually do this in my videos, but I'm gonna weigh this thing. I brought my scale down. Now my scale is a regular cheapo kitchen type scale. It bottoms out at 11 pounds. So if this thing is heavier than 11 pounds, we're not gonna be able to see that here. But let me turn this on, put it on pounds. Does it even go in? Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, so we have pounds here. Kilograms, pounds. Let's weigh this thing and see what the weight is. You might not be able to see this, but let me just trust me on this one, guys. I'm gonna try not to drop the guitar. Okay, so it's about 7 pounds 14 ounces. 7 pounds 14 ounces on this guy, which is pretty decent. 7 pounds is not heavy at all, you know. Super nice. I'm gonna have to compare it to what the other one was, the Strat style one. But 7 pounds, nice. Guys, I like these guitars. I'm giving this a thumbs up. John, you did a great job on this one. I hope you keep up the great work, because a lot of people are enjoying these Harley Benton guitars right now. If you can grab them, like I said, when they're still available. The neck pocket, I didn't mention the neck pocket thing, but the neck pocket is super tight, and I'll show you some shots on that as well. Whoever's making these guitars for Harley Benton, they're doing a great job. I don't know who that is. These guitars are made in Indonesia. They're not made in China, so there shouldn't be an issue with a backlog due to the virus that's going on right now. For me, the guitar passes the sniff test. I'm giving it 2 thumbs up. Go get them. They're awesome. So thank you for tuning into this episode of Addicted to Gear. As I mentioned, if you would like to get a pick guard, I'll make them available to you guys whenever I could make a few. I do them myself. I die cut them. So that's an option for you guys. If you like what you're seeing here and you like to encourage me, definitely subscribe, hit the little bell icon, so that you'll be notified whenever there's more great videos. And obviously, if you want to encourage me, there's also some swag that's down in the comment section. If ever you're looking to help me out, you can get some cool Addicted to Gear swag there, and the proceeds go to keeping the channel running, and I would definitely appreciate it if you do that. All right, so that's it, guys. Harley Benton Fusion T2 type guitar, awesome. Get one. See you soon.